The Tata Nano began its journey in 2009 as an automotive icon because of the incredible story of how Ratan Tata delivered on his impossible promise of giving the world a 1 lakh rupee car. Well, that of course changed with time, and then the Nano became an icon of another kind. A lesson in the marketing don'ts. Well, now Tata have wiped the slate clean and have built a new Nano, the Gen X Nano. In line with the Design X language, elements of the Nano's design have been upgraded. There's a reason behind the wide grin that replaces the erstwhile smile. It's not a funny joke as much as the radiator, which has now moved to the front. Both the front and rear bumpers have been redesigned, while the headlights now get a smoke treatment like you've seen with the Bolt. The space under the Nano's hood remains unusable as before, with the spare wheel occupying whatever little space. Well, fret not, because the Tata Nano now comes with an openable rear hatch and the boot. Now it's not a lot, it's about 110 liters of boot space, so you can still fit the smaller bags with ease, but it's the bigger bags that might not make it inside the boot. Now, as you can see with the camera bag, yeah, that's not going to fit in here. But well, something is better than nothing, right? Thanks to the now openable hatch, Tata have had to further strengthen the Nano structure too. Now if you look closer, there's this new infinity design theme that extends from the outsides to the insides as well. The Nano has now got a much better looking, chunkier steering wheel, some very useful storage spaces, a centrally located digital instrumentation, and now featuring a 4-speaker Bluetooth AmfiStream music system. The Nano also retains its strongholds in the segment as it continues to boast of one of the roomiest cabins and one of the most effective aircons. But I haven't gotten to the crux of the matter yet. The puny 624cc 2-cylinder motor continues to sit at the rear of the Nano and shell out a highly modest 38 PS of max power and 51 Nm of max torque to the rear wheels. And along with the existing 4-speed manual transmission, Tata has thrown in a little surprise with it. And here's the most significant change in the new Tata Nano. It now comes with an automated manual transmission. That's right, now it's not the same system as the one that you see on the Tata Zest. Interestingly, this is one generation ahead of it. Now both of them are Magneti Marelli systems, but the one on the Zest was an older system that has been in use in Europe for a while now. This, on the other hand, is an all-new system. So in effect, this makes the Tata Nano the most affordable automatic in the world. Well, it's not really an automatic transmission, so let me just call it the most affordable clutch pedal-less car in the world. Now, unlike the Zest AMT, the Nano's AMT comes with something that's called the creep functionality. So it, in a sense, becomes very similar to a normal conventional automatic gearbox in operation. So just like an automatic does, when you ease off the brake pedal, the car inches forward. Now, this is quite useful when you're in bumper-to-bumper traffic or when you're parking in tight spots. And then there's this little button over here that says S, which is for sports mode, and it, well, transforms the Nano into a sports car. So you put your foot down, yeah, who am I kidding? But probably all it does is it delays the upshifts so that the revs increase, and it probably help you in an overtaking situation. But my educated guess would be that it's not even going to improve your 0 to 100 time. 0 to 100, who am I kidding again? One noticeable concern with the Nano's AMT system is the lag between the brake release and the clutch bite. But once the car gathers momentum, the shifting is noticeably smoother than the Zest AMT. Now, because of the incorporation of the AMT system, the weight of the Nano increases by about 30 kilograms, and now the boot space at the back, because it's a rear engine car, now becomes 16 liters lesser. But when you compare that with normal automatic gearboxes, you realize that that's almost insignificant. And therein lies the other glaring advantage of an AMT system. They're really light and they hardly occupy any space at all. The Nano continues to use the electric power assisted steering from ZF that you've already seen with the previous generation of the Nano Twist. Again, it's a small unit that manages space very efficiently. Despite the anti-roll bars added to the suspension, there is a bit of body roll, and the tall stance and puny tires don't do much to inspire confidence either. But the Nano, now especially with the AMT, is a car to be used within the city for the convenience and not so much for its dynamic abilities. That's where you'll find that it serves its purpose the best. Now, there are two things that the Nano could definitely do with. One, of course, is better finishing, and I'm talking about things like the exposed wires under the steering column, not to mention the exposed battery under the seat. Now, these are things that don't really require a lot of investment. What they require is ingenuity, and I think Tata can definitely afford that. And the other thing is a tilt steering. I don't know what it is with Tata and low steering columns. No longer are Tata banking on the fact that the Nano will sell because it's the cheapest car in the world. Well, at least that's not the USP of this new Gen X Nano. Now, Tata have finally realized their mistakes and packed this new Nano with a lot of value that the Indians wanted even in the lowest of segments. This car is the car that the Nano should always have been.